Hey guys, it's Sunday. I think it might be the 20th. It's the Sunday before Thanksgiving. But I'm out here installing Christmas lights for my customer. But I just sort of wanted to do a health update. You plug along with this healing, and you just take it day by day, and then next thing you know, it's the following year, and I've just come so far. I was anticipating coming out here like it was. I've been working a whole lot. I'm like, I got to be careful, but I'm getting probably Tuesday off and then Thursday off, so I'm gonna have some time to relax. But I've been getting my rest because that's all I do, other than work. As I can get my rest. I don't participate in any activities or hanging out with people or anything like that. So I'm getting my rest. But I was anticipating coming out here, and I knew part of it had to do with like flashing back to last year and where I was last year. But until I got up on the roof and started working today, did I realize how bad it was. My anxiety was so my nerves were on edge. My neurological system was shutting down last year at this time when I hung lights for him, because this install takes me about 5 hours total from ladder up to ladder down. And last year I was going down every 20 minutes to take bong hits, huge bong rips every 20 minutes just to be able to function, to get through this job. That's how bad my anxiety was. That's how bad the issues I was dealing with was. And it's just amazing, it's not just one thing, it's not like I just changed my diet and then all my life got back on track. It wasn't like I just addressed my childhood issues and everything got back on track. No, it's everything. Again, it's like an entangled spider web. You're trying to untangle it. It's like a bunch of extension cords all tangled up. You can't just pull on one and it's all going to come out and go straight for you. You have to untangle. Maybe you have to work on your childhood issues, for a couple weeks here, maybe, and then your health has got to be a constant thing, as far as diet and what you're consuming into your mouth, and then addressing your proclivities, as in those things that you're attached to in this 3D illusion that's created to enslave you. So it's a whole aspect. You got to deal with everything. You're only going to get so far working with your diet. You're only going to get so far working your childhood issues out. You're only going to get so far addressing your habits and addictions. You're only going to get so far, doing all these things. It's all entangled, it's completely entangled and all wrapped together. And then of course you're dealing with, if you're a targeted individual, you're dealing with voice to God weapons and directed energy weapons, and then the fear porn that's out there constantly being, exacerbated by everybody who's, all these minions and slave-minded zombies who are, plugged into the system and have to have the news and the radio on 24/7 to know what's going on in the world. Your world is just right here around you. That's your world. Your world is not over in another country. Your world is not over in another city. Your world is not in another state. Your world is right here around you. That's your world. So it's being present. I just remember last year doing this roof, and like I had so much anxiety. I just had to get it done. Like it was like, oh my God. I mean, I get like 10 feet and then look and be like, oh my God, I still got 200 more feet to go. You know what I mean? And so it's just about being aware and realizing that this is the only moment we have, and that, we get so wrapped up in, because, we have all of these obligations that we've made to other people or to ourselves to make things happen, and these 5-year plans, 10-year plans, retirement plans. And we get so wrapped up in these things, and they don't matter. We aren't guaranteed tomorrow. I could die going to put on this next 10 feet. Something could happen. I could slip and fall and fucking crack my neck and die, or become a paraplegic and not have any option other than, for somebody to take care of me the rest of my life. So we do all this planning, and it's so foolish. It's completely foolish, because all we have is right now. And the problem with all these planning is that it's usually all built around money and trying to acquire these things, so that way we have these things for our retirement and we are set for life. And then we have these extra things that we can give to our kids, and then we can help our siblings, our younger siblings or whoever. And it's all horseshit. It's all virtue signaling. It's all part of the ego. It's all part of the distraction taking. We'd rather focus on all of these things than what is happening to us right at this moment. And when things do happen to us in these moments, people want to run to the fucking doctor, run to the psychologist, run to the psychiatrist, run to this expert, run to that expert, so that way they can, because they're so busy with their plans and with the spending every minute of their life working towards these goals and fulfilling these obligations to others, that they don't have time. We don't have time to concentrate on what really matters. We're constantly brought away from our awareness of being present at the moment and what really matters, to projecting ourselves into these future dates and trying to become this thing that that we aren't guaranteed that there's a tomorrow to become that. So it's foolishness. That is straight up foolishness. And then the other thing that would feed into my anxiety last year was like, so you go to work and then you realize, oh shit, I'm behind in bills. So this money's so you're already projecting into the next job. Like the job's over the next week. Okay, I got to get this done, that done, and then I'll be able to catch up, so it's like, oh man, yeah, that's, it's crazy how much pressure. Like, this is so unnatural, it's no wonder that everybody's having all these issues. And then, of course, with all this technology and the 5G, 6G, 7G, all these things that they have rolled out, that where everything's connected, where we're constantly being bombarded with these electrical signals, these RF signals, these ELF signals, all of these signals are constantly, like, your house is called a kill box. They call the people in the know call your house a kill box. And it's because these houses are so wired up nowadays. The signals, the amount of signals that are bouncing off the walls, and the what they use with HARP and everything else that with these voice to God weapons and all this stuff it's a constant bombardment on your system. And then you take the stress of everyday living and the stress of keeping up with the Joneses, the stress of keeping up with your bills. And then the other thing that gets you is, I'm taxed at 30% on my paycheck. So when I get my paycheck, if I work Monday through Saturday, I'm taxed at 30%. When I get my paycheck, it's like every Monday and Tuesday I work for free. Every Monday and Tuesday I work, I'm a slave to the government. I'm a slave to the system. I'm a slave working to be able to support this war machine, this never-ending perpetual war machine called the United States government that uses my money that I make every day to go and bomb poor people in other parts of the world, to take over their governments, to make their lives living hell, to push these, medical interventions on people all over the world, to wreak havoc and hell all across the earth, So, there's so many things that are out of our control, and we get wrapped up in those things, and we go, well, fuck it. We get off work and all we want to do is relax, and all we want to do is partake in the proclivities of life, like the breads and circuses, and what do we say? We go, oh, I deserve it. I deserve a 95-inch TV. I deserve having 4,000 channels that I pay $400 a month for to be able to have any choice I want for my entertainment. I deserve to have the newest PlayStation console that costs $1,200 and buy 50 games at $150 a piece. I deserve, and guys, what we're doing to ourselves is we're keeping ourselves enslaved. Like, instead of addressing the real issue, which is the problem is that we're perpetuating our enslavement by participating in the things in which keep us enslaved. Instead of addressing that, we just keep on this hamster wheel of consumption, thinking that the consumption is going to and somehow alleviate the burden that has been placed on us. And it's not going to do anything for that burden. All it does is perpetuate and make it even heavier as the years go by. That burden gets heavier because we accumulate more and more and more. And the more we accumulate, the more stressful it is, because your possessions possess you. They possess your attention, your time, your thought, your subconscious worry and strife, and having to keep things clean and in working order, and then you're afraid to lose things. And so it's all about staying in the present awareness of what's really going on. At the moment, there's nothing I can do about the government taking 30% of my pay before I even receive it and using it to go bomb poor people. Voting, if you're like, oh, well, you gotta vote, you're a fucking fool. You're a goddamn fool. Voting does not a goddamn thing but, again, perpetuate this fucking stupid ass system that we're in. You're not gonna vote shit out. The system was set up this way. The system has gotten to where it was destined to be, which is in complete chaos, and to the point where people are literally giving up every little bit of freedom and liberty that they have in order for the safety and the illusion of the safety that these government and these entities offer. And all it is an illusion of safety and comfort. That's all it is. So I can't do anything about those things, but what I can do is I still have a little bit of freedom. I'm not in prison. I'm not actually in a prison cell with guards watching over me in a 4x8 area, having to live with one other roommate that I don't have a choice who that is, and I don't have a choice when I can go in and out of the room. I don't have a choice when I can go to the, do all these different things. I still have a tiny, tiny bit of freedom. And with that bit of freedom, what I've come to find out is the most powerful thing, because I choose what I want to put in my mouth. I have been, it's been over 5 months now. On the 15th, it was my 5-month anniversary of eating nothing but raw veggies and raw fruit. And I've eaten pistachios, unsalted. I had no salt. I consume no salt. So it's been over 5 months now. And I've cleared up a lot. And it's by just staying focused on myself and not participating or feeding into any of this fear porn, like all these new wars that they're trying to stir up everywhere, and all these things that they're trying to get you involved in, like, you know, the everything, all the social movements and all this horse shit that they try to constantly get people wrapped up in, and their emotions elevated and confused about. I don't feed into any of that. I don't turn on TV. I don't turn on a radio. I don't turn on any of that. I don't consume. So I'm choosing what to put in my mouth. I'm choosing what I intake through my eyes, through my ears. I choose when I want to take a shower, what I want to put on my skin. So that's what I've been focused on, is what I'm putting into my body, what I'm allowing on my body, in my body. That's what I can control. And what I've come to realize is, you know, the amount of old toxicity that's still sitting in my whole digestive tract, right? That's still affecting in a certain to a certain extent my emotions and the things that my behaviors, my emotions, my energy levels, those types of things. And I see how that is still affecting me in ways. So I'm still doing things like I'm getting ready to go on a juice cleanse and do, you know, 100 days or however many days it takes to flush out all this old sludge out of my system, so that way I can get running like new again. Again, you know, you have more neurons that running through your digestive tract and in your stomach than you do in your brain, in your actual brain. So, you know, I can see how that's holding me back, how it gives me brain fog, how it stops me. You know, I'll go on a train of thought and then it just, like, I hit a brick wall. I can see how that is now affecting me because things are becoming so much clearer. And the thing is I'm no different than anybody else. I'm a human, just like all of you. I'm a human. I have, you know, I have all the same exact system that you have. You know, what I'm trying to say is, you know, I did that fast. I did 9 back-to-back 48-hour fasts, and then eating in a 2-hour window, and 2 to 3 hour window. And then I'd go right into a 48 and then eat it, you know, not eat for 2 days, go eat in a 2 to 3 hour window. And what that did, that helps with your regain control of your impulses, instead of, ooh, I got a little taste of hunger in my belly, I'm gonna go put something in my mouth, and doing that throughout the day. Or, ooh, I'm bored, I'm feeling anxious, I need to turn on radio, I need to turn on the TV, I need to do this, I need to put on some music, I need to listen to somebody else's problems. No, it is sitting with you, showing yourself that you're worth it, spending that time that you used to spend getting all wrapped up in shit that was going on halfway across the world, in another state, with a family member, with a friend, drama, all that stuff. Instead of getting wrapped up in this stuff, you are now spending all that time on yourself. All that time, all that energy, all that focus, all that attention that you used to spend in all these other stupid, nonsensical things, that ultimately what you come to find out is the reason you were doing that was because you were distracting yourself from your own shit, from your own problems, from your own pains, from your own situations that you need to work out. And that now you're spending all of that effort on yourself. And what that does is now you're proving to yourself. And this takes time. You have to do it on a daily basis. And as you incorporate it and meld it into your existence, you will see, like, how far, when you start doing it, you will see as you go along. Like, I can look back on a year from now, a year before from here, and be like, oh my God, I can't believe, like how was I even operating? I was, how was I even able to do anything? So now it humbles me. I understand, like, I still have a long ways to go. I still have many things to fix and work out on myself, but it doesn't cause me anxiety. It gives me hope, because I see how fucking strong I am, how courageous I am, how brave I am, how intelligent I am. And what I'm trying to say is, it's going back to, I'm just like you guys. What I'm hoping to people that are listening to me, I hope you see, like, if I can do it, you can do it too. We can all do this. It just takes doing it. It takes no more excuses and just focusing on yourself. It takes confronting your excuses, confronting your reasoning why you can't, and then, you know, filtering it through that brain of yours and using your ability to reason and and using your will to survive. Not only to survive, but who wants to fucking survive and be in pain and live on fucking pills and being kept alive by doctors and being in constant fucking lack? You know, who wants that? I don't want that. I'm almost down to 0 dopamine hits. I do YouTube and I do food still, you know, as my dopamine hits, and that's it. And that's been like that for a while now. And, you know, I'm not in lack of anything. I feel more satisfied and more fulfilled in my life right now than I ever have, ever. You know, and again, that was having to get rid of my alcoholism 2.5 years ago, 2.5 years ago in April, it'll be 3 years. You know, getting rid of cigarettes over a year ago, in November. I think the middle of November was the year for me for cigarettes. Getting rid of caffeine, getting rid of, you know, the marijuana. I quit just smoking marijuana, you know, months ago. You know, I've smoked like 2 bowls in the past months and months. And no desire for it. 0 desire. I don't lack anything. Getting rid of all the fucking sugars and processed foods and cooked foods. It's all dopamine hits. It's all distraction. It's all poison for your body. It's poison for your mind. It's poison for your body. It's poison for your neurological system. It's poison all the way across the board. But, you know, so yeah, I've realized how brave and how courageous and how intelligent and how powerful I am. And at the same time, I've realized that it's not just me. It's all of us have this. All of us have this instilled in us. This power, this bravery, this courage, this intelligence. It's innate, this empathy. It's innate in us. We just have to fucking step up and quit participating. We have to recognize and accept this world for what it is. You have to recognize and accept your trauma, the horrible toxic environment in society you were born into, the trauma and abuse that was placed on you by your parents, maybe unwittingly by them, but you know that they signed you up and cataloged you into a slavery system at birth with your social security number. You have to realize that the whole medical industry is all it is just an industry. All of these fucking systems that are set up are just industries to make money and feed off your sicknesses and your illnesses, and to keep you distracted from facing your shit yourself and taking care of yourself and leaning on somebody else. Because what that does, that keeps you in a constant perpetual state of having to work to pay bills, to pay these other experts, to pay these other people to be able to take care of you or keep you functioning, so that way you can keep on working. It's a circle, guys. It's enslavement. It's slavery. It's straight up slavery. And the fact that the government can take it, you know, I'm at the low end. These people here that I work for, man, they got Teslas, and these are brand new homes. They're probably over $1 million homes. And, you know, all perfectly manicured lawns, you know, probably high as fuck home. What are those, the fees, where you live in a community, the HOA fees. You know, they have to keep everything proper and clean. The neighbors are watching each other, trying to keep up with each other. One person buys this or gets this done, the other person has to do it. I mean, this is nothing but stress, guys. And these guys are probably making, you know, there's probably a lot of tech guys here, I would imagine, and they're probably making $250,000 a year. Those guys are getting taxed at 50% of their income. They're the highest tax bracket. I get taxed at 30%. Could you imagine working 5 days a week and Monday, Tuesday, and half of Wednesday is straight up for the government, and then you're working the rest of Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday is you get that money? That is called slavery. And to sit here and think that you're going to do that for the rest of your life is ludicrous. That is called insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again and thinking things are going to change when they're not. How do they change? They change by, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. You have to recognize and accept that we are the things that are out of your control, that you were born into enslavement, that this is a whole system set up upon your enslavement and keeping you on a hamster wheel of consumption and consumerism, keeping you sick and going to trust other experts, feeding you propaganda through the news and the TV screens and everything else, and the social conditioning and social engineering of these idiots like Elon Musk who are going to take you to Mars, always focusing outside of yourself and on things, thinking that you came from an ape and thinking that you fucking progressed out of a fucking sludge pond from a tadpole. That's what they did to you guys. That's what they did to us. They make us feel like the tiniest little speck, like we're worthless, when we're the most powerful thing. Why do they do that, guys? It is classic abuser-abuse relationship. The abuser just puts you down and makes you feel like dog dick and makes you feel like you're nothing, and then you're striving to please your abuser. Why? Because you feel like nothing without your abuser, because your abuser has told you that you are nothing without them. So it's a constant circle, perpetual circle of enslavement, and it's classic. I mean, this is so simple to understand. And so you have to recognize and accept that. You have to recognize and accept that your parents raised you. They shoved poisonous food, taught you how to eat poisonous foods. They enslaved you. They put you in these government indoctrination centers from the time you were 5 to 18 years old, and they put upon you this burden of having to perform and pass tests and do all these things and jump through hoops and fit in the social norms. Your parents did that to you, so you have to recognize and accept the trauma and abuse that you've been through. You have to. That's part of the process of healing. And then you have to, you have to work on those things that you can control. You have to completely cut out all sources of information and bombardment of media and propaganda that comes into you through your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose, in any form from outside of yourself. Quit using your skincare products. Quit putting this is your freedom. This is your free will. This is the extent of your free will. What goes on and into your body, whether it's through your ears, eyes, mouth, nose, skin. That is the extent of your free will. And it is powerful. It is powerful. The system is scared to death for you to find out how powerful that is. Because when you realize how powerful that is, what you intake by your own choice and how it changes your life and keeps you enslaved or allows you to be free, the system's afraid, because they'll realize, they know that you're going to recognize, oh my God, I don't need any of this shit. I don't need any of it. I don't need any of their fucking laws. I don't need any of their rules. I don't need any of their illusion of safety. I don't need any of their comforts. I don't need any of their bread and circuses. I don't need none of it. So it's powerful, guys. It is the most powerful thing you will ever participate in your whole life. It is the ultimate goal. This is it. And so I would recommend, test it out yourself. Quit participating. Quit intaking this news and quit holding up other flags of other countries and going, oh, we stand behind this, we stand behind that. Quit looking at these supposed mass shootings, right? That are, don't even get me started on that. But quit standing behind that and going, whatever town it happens in or school district it happens in, and going, we're this school district strong, we're this strong. Quit standing behind, putting on this fucking pink shit and going, breast cancer awareness. Quit playing those stupid games, guys. You are perpetuating the system. You are playing in and keeping yourself enslaved, and you are perpetuating it and putting it out there and propagating it upon your other citizens, your other people around you, your other humans around you, by playing those stupid games. You have to completely pull back into yourself and only focus on what you can literally touch with your hands around you and what you can see and what you can actually hear around you in real life. And you have to be aware of these ELF signals and RF signals that are constantly being bombarded in the people in the know call your home the kill box, because of these signals that are constantly, you're just bombarded with, that are riding into your subconscious all day long. You have to be aware of these things. And as you clean your system out, as you make it part of your daily habit and daily process to just be focused on yourself, you become more and more aware constantly. Weekly, I'm becoming more and more aware, daily sometimes, of how things affect me, about what is going on, how I'm being fucked with, how I'm being bombarded with these things. And so it allows me, being able to have that awareness and that knowledge of what's going on around me and how I'm being fucked with in these subconscious ways, these invisible ways, allows me the ability to pull back and put my walls up here and do this and do that and take this action, take that action, take this inaction, quit participating in this, move over here, and that's the freedom. My goal in life is not to make any more money. My goal in life is to constantly reduce my consumption, because the less I consume and the less I need, the less I have to go to work to make the money to buy these things to perpetuate this whole enslavement I'm in. So yeah, man, it's freeing. That's the extent of our free will, and it is powerful. It is extremely powerful. So I would suggest, because with the way things are going, who knows where we're going to be in a year from now. They could at any time institute whatever that's called, where they the government takes over and they shut everything down and they control everything, whatever that's called. They could at any time do that and then really take your freedom away. They could install, they've been building internment camps throughout the world, really, but throughout the United States, they've been building these internment camps for a decade now, maybe longer. So all these internment camps are set up. So before you are locked into this room that's like a prison cell, and your movement is so fucking regulated that you can't even choose anymore, and when they imprison you like that, you're going to have to take whatever they put in your veins. You're going to have to put whatever they give you to put in your mouth. You're going to have to put on you whatever they want you to put on you. You're going to have to put in you whatever they want you to put in you. Because if you don't comply, they're going to fucking Thorazine your ass up, and you're going to do the Thorazine shuffle, and they're going to fucking incapacitate what little bit left you have of your mind, and you're just going to have no choice but comply. So while you still have what little bit of freedom and free will that we have, I suggest you start exercising it. Start exercising. Quit talking and putting your attention in everywhere else outside of yourself. Quit trying to figure out, well, where did we go? How did this enslavement happen to us? Where's it going? Where are we all headed? No, none of that matters. Why does that even matter? We're here. All that matters is that we're here and now. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to bitch and complain and be depressed and be anxious and be pissed off and continue to consume and have these bad habits and be an alcoholic and smoke cigarettes because you have so much fucking anxiety? Or are you going to take care of your shit? Are you going to take what little bit of power you have and institute it and initiate it and fucking do it? It's powerful, guys. It's the most, I'm telling you, I feel more fulfilled today than I ever have in my whole entire life. I feel more at peace. I feel more calm. I feel more aware. And yet I've realized that I have so much further to go. I have so much more to work on. But I have no anxiety about it, because I know I could get off this phone and go over there and fall off the roof and die. And it doesn't bother me one little bit. It's just, I'm not taking myself, I'm not going to project myself into my job that I have to do tomorrow. I'm not going to project myself into getting all the way around this roof and around the bottom roof and everywhere else I got to go for hours now still left on this job. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to remain calm. I think all day long. I process all day long. I don't let anything get by me. If I have a thought come up, I fucking take it. If I get a fear come up, I fucking face that fear. I'm like, come on, bitch, why am I afraid? And I try to process it because I'm figuring out there's a reason, and I can control all of this, and so can you. So, I just hope you guys are taking control of your shit, and I hope you are not intentionally enslaving yourselves by participating and propagating the breads and circuses and the things that are keeping you enslaved. I hope if you recognize that you are enslaved, that you're at least taking actions and choosing what to put in your body. And if you realize that you're poisoned, why would we poison ourselves? If you're eating fast food or cooked food and you know that that's dead food and it's dead weight and your body can't do anything with it and it's complete toxicity to your body, and you're like still just taking it in and going, well, it's just the way it is. Well, when you're in Rome, you got to do what you got to do in Rome. And you're going using all these excuses. Well, this is how I get through life. This is the only thing that makes me happy. You are bamboozling yourself. You are enslaving yourself. If you are getting drunk every night going, well, it's just too much, I just can't deal with it, you are enslaving yourself. If you are hiding behind a screen every night and having to put yourself in other people's dramas and other people's shit and having to focus and say, oh my God, we might go to war over here. Oh my God, the economy's crashing. Oh my God, this is happening. Oh my God, that's happening. You got to realize that the reason that you're so wrapped up in that horseshit and so afraid and so fearful, and the reason you give it so much attention is because you are trying your best not to focus on yourself. You are taking your power and you're throwing it out there and you're giving it away to everybody else. You're giving all your actions and all your intentions and all your attention, and you're just giving it all away. And it's not going to get you anywhere. It's only going to make your life more miserable, because as the months go by and the years stack up of you doing that and not confronting your shit, you're just piling this shit on your back. You're just making it harder to heal. You're just making it yourself more and more sick to where your healing process is going to take longer and longer. So just things to think about, guys. Other than that, I hope everybody's doing good. I don't wish bad on anybody, but at the same time, fuck your excuses, fuck your reasoning to keep on participating in the breads and circuses and why you're being held down. If you're not in a prison cell right now, you still have the choice of what goes in your mouth, in your eyes, in your nose, in your ears, on your skin, in your body. You have those choices, and those are the most important choices that you can make. And if you are intentionally poisoning yourself with fucked up music, fucked up TV programming, fucked up food, fucked up this, fucked up that, fucked up skincare products, fucked up whatever, fucked up environments, you're keeping toxic people around you who do nothing but complain and bitch and whine and moan, and or people who just are so big into social statuses and keeping up with the Joneses. If you're surrounding yourself with those people, it's all the same thing. You can choose these things. And these are the decisions that matter. And I would suggest that you take and initiate these powers that you have of this free will, this little bit of free will that you have before that's gone. But otherwise, Thanksgiving's in a few days. Just another day for me. I don't celebrate any holidays, not even birthdays. No holidays at all. So yeah, it's just another day for me, but it is, nobody's working, so I am going to be able to get to relax on Thursday, which is nice. My body can definitely use a solid day off of just crashing and recovering. So Hope everybody's doing good, and keep your heads up, guys. You are the most powerful beings on earth, and I can prove it to you. Why? Because everything in this fucking earth since the day you were born has been trying to get you to comply and go along and follow along and participate and consume their shit. And they would not. The only reason they try to do that and have been placing that upon you is because without you, they are nothing. You are the most powerful thing on this earth.